This is video recording 2 for Melody Charbonneau.
Okay. So, basically, I'm thinking I'm probably going to do it anyways.
Do it anyways.
Like, date Shane. Anyways. And I'm probably going to wait till after Saturday to tell Mom. But I'm probably going, because that's what my talk with Mom is probably going to end up being. Which originally it was going to be like a, hey, like one last, are you seriously going to be like this? But I don't know. I think it's calmed down. I think they freaked out because they thought I was turning into somebody crazy and was going to be a horrible child all of a sudden. And I think now, like, it's like, okay, she's not crazy. So I think if I go to Mom about it now, I think she'll be more understanding, especially since, like, at the end, like, the last time we really talked about it, like, she was more understanding. And I still don't think they're going to be happy about it. But basically, like, Dad asked me, he's like, are you going to or are you not going to? And basically, I'm going to be like, I'm going to. So, that's going to be interesting. And I'm not really sure how that's going to happen. I kind of decided that yesterday. That I was actually going, like, probably for sure to do that.
Okay, so you decided that you're going to date Shane even though Mom and Dad don't like it.
Which is going to be interesting. But I kind of got to the point where it was like, I was hanging out with him anyways. Basically dating him anyways. And there's no, like, if I'm going to do that, I want to be, like, upfront about it. And so I felt like I wasn't being upfront about it, which I don't like. So basically, I'm telling them that, hey, I know you're not cool with this, but you're overreacting, and it's okay.
Okay, so you seem like you feel relieved, very relieved and happy, because you have decided something.
Yeah, I do not like when things are up in the air, and it kind of makes me happy. Which is going to suck when I tell them, because they're not going to be thrilled about it, but it still makes me happy. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. They're not going to be thrilled with it, but when are they ever really thrilled? And I've decided that I'm going to be, like, really intentional with them, I think, about other things. Like, with Dad, he basically thinks you're disrespectful if you don't sit, like, with them in church. And I never sit with them at church. I think it's super dumb. But, like, if I'm going to be doing something, I want to make sure that I'm not, like, tearing down a relationship with them, so I need to make sure that I'm being intentional to build relationships in ways that I've been slacking on. And I want to make sure that I'm doing my part in building the relationship with them. And so I want to be really intentional to show them that I'm not just a disrespectful, like, young teenager who's doing whatever I want because I want to do it. Like, I don't want them to look at me like that. So I think I want to go out of my way to be respectful of their rules, which is kind of ironic because I'm disrespecting one of them. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, I want to make sure that, like, if they want me home at 11, I want to make sure that I'm home at 11, especially if I'm with Shane, because I don't want them to associate him with, like, that bad stuff. So I want them to associate him with, like, good stuff. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm, like, for Dad it seems to be the little things that show him, well, it seems to be the little things that he gets in hissy fits about. Like, if you don't sit with him at church. He told me that when you don't clean your room and you don't sit with him at church, those are the two main things that he knows that you don't have your life together yet. He's told me that. So he's like, well, you can't have a dog because your room's not clean. And if you can't keep your room clean, you could never take care of an animal. So that was always his theory with that. And he always said, like, I can always tell that you and Josh are just so, like, disorganized, and, you know, that's not an adult. If you're an adult, you can keep your room clean. So that's going to be interesting for me because my room is usually pretty clean. It's just the pile of clothes on the floor. So I just need to, and I think it's good for me to do that anyways. So I want to be intentional on doing the little things that mean a lot to him, even though I don't understand why they mean a lot to him, and even though I think it's dumb that he thinks that I should have to sit with him at church. Like, I don't see what the point is. but I think I still need to be respecting that, and I need to go, like, out of my way to be intentional about respecting that.
Okay. So, again, you seem relieved and confident in your decisions, including your decision to do things to build your relationship with mom and dad, so that this choice that you're making doesn't tear it apart.
Basically. Yeah. And I don't know. I really don't think it will. I think mom and dad tend to freak out initially a lot, and then usually they tend to calm down after time. That's how it seems to be. And I think dad's going to be pretty pissed off. But I think mom will be more okay with it than dad will.
You're a little worried about dad's reaction?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I also think that, like, I don't know, it's going to be what it's going to be. I don't think he's going to, like, kick me out of the house or anything, so I'm like, I don't know. I think he's going to be mad, but I think he'll get over it.
So you don't think he's going to do anything dramatic? At least not too dramatic.
Not too dramatic. He's going to be dramatic, because dad is always dramatic. Especially when you're not doing exactly to the T what he wants you to. So it's going to be probably pretty dramatic, but I don't know. It's something that I feel like is important enough to me that I can go through a little stress over it.
So you've decided to deal with the consequences of your choice.
Yeah. And I really don't think that it should have to have those consequences, because I don't think if there's not a biblical reason, it's just kind of their opinion and they're overreacting on it so much, and they're creating consequences that I don't think really should be there, but whether or not I think they should be there, they're going to be there, so I have to deal with it if I'm going to decide to go with that, even though I don't think that they should be freaking out as much as they are. They're going to freak out. So, I guess that's an interesting thing that I'm going to have to deal with. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, and I'm going to have this talk with Mom sometime after Saturday.
Are you feeling anxious about the talk with Mom?
Not too bad, but a little bit. like I said, I'm not as worried about Mom. But then, I've always been surprised. Like, Mom has recently surprised me with when she was harsh, and Dad surprised me with when he was not as harsh as I thought he would be, and then he got really harsh. But, like, how they responded has always, like, I don't know, recently it's surprised me. And sometimes it surprises me, and then sometimes it's, like, spot on to what I'm anticipating them to act. So, I'm not sure. Like, it's hard to know what to expect. So, I don't know. But I think I'm happy about the decision.
So you're happy about the decision and a little bit confused and concerned because you don't know how they're going to react.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to react. But I'm pretty positive about it, which could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. Because if I'm positive about it, it makes me feel better about it and it means I'm not stressing about it. But then it also means that if I'm wrong about it, it's going to be harder. Because I have a positive outlook on it. So, I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Okay. You look happy.
I feel happy. So, that's good. I just have to figure out. Part of me tries to anticipate what they're going to say and figure out what I'm going to say back to it and, like, plan out exactly how the conversation's going to go. But then part of me realizes, like, I can never decide if I want to go through that and, like, plan the conversation because it never works out how you want it to, and then you're just, like, stressing about it beforehand. But then, and, like, part of me thinks that, like, you should just, like, pray about it and then be like, okay, God, give me the words because I can't handle it. But then I don't know, like, I can't decide where I stand on whether or not I should, like, think about it. And so sometimes I'll, like, be thinking about it, but then I'll get stressed out, so I'll be like, Krista, just stop. Just, like, let it be what it's going to be. Like, it's going to go how it's going to go, and you can only be, like, so prepared anyways, just because life happens and you can't control the entire conversation.
So you're feeling conflicted because you can't decide what you think mom and dad are going to do,
Yeah.
and you want to.
I would love to know. I would love to know ahead of time exactly what's happening and exactly how, like, what words to say to fix everything, which is not really possible. It's going to be a struggle. But I'm pretty confident about it.
Pretty confident?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, summary. As I was talking with Krista about how things are continuing with Shane, and she has decided on a course of action, and she's feeling pretty positive about it, but a little bit concerned about what the unforeseeable consequences are going to be.
Accurate.
Yeah. So this was video recording 2.